How we doing, everybody? Happy weekend. I wanted to do a little quick review on The Hate You Give. I saw it. I went and saw two movies back to back, and didn't get home until like 1:30 in the morning this past Thursday. So Friday I was dragging. But anyway, so I went to see Hate You Give after El Royale, and for me to stay awake all the way till 1 o'clock in the morning after a day of work, that's saying something. So I've got to say that this film was very highly energized emotionally, and obviously you can see why based on subject matter. I think it's taken from a book or something to that effect. But it's directed by George Tillman Jr. And he's done a lot of TV. He's done Luke Cage and Power and This Is Us. He's also done a couple of films like Barbershop and things to that effect that are completely different from what this is. But you can always see a director who is more of an actor's director. People that pull out performance on over and above whatever their shot setup is. And that's what this film is. This film is heavy close-up stuff. So he's really trying to capture the emotion of the characters and their relationship with one another, before he goes into these, wide sweeping shots. So, the main character, Star, is played by Amandla. It's got an extra L in there, so it's Amanda with an L at the end. Amandla Stenberg. And I've been a fan of hers. Obviously her name is not a household name, but it's actually very hard to say. But I've been a fan of hers since The Hunger Games, because she played Rue. And even then, even with the amount of very small part that she had, it was she's able to draw in the audience, really no matter what she does, but especially when she smiles. She has this very shy type smile, and it's really able to draw people into it. The same thing and she can literally cry on cue, which is great. I don't know how old she is, but she's pretty young, and she carries this film pretty much on her own, which is great to say. I can't wait to see where her career takes her, because she has an amazing talent and an amazing gift. So I'm excited to see where she goes with everything. But KJ, who initially when I saw him, I'm like, wait, I know you. And he plays Archie in Riverdale, but his hair was not red. And he's always good too. He's always got this very earnest type of performance that he does. So where you immediately believe anything that he says or does. So both of them together were very good in this film. Of course, this film is very racially charged. So it's about as you can tell from the trailers. Again, this is going to be non-spoiler, so I'm not going to go into the story. But it's about a girl whose friend a male friend is shot by the police, thinking he has a gun when it's really a hairbrush. And of course, that spirals, out of control. Mostly because, how is the cop going to be affected by the law that he's supposed to be embodying? So does the law come down on him when he does something that obviously was what he shouldn't have done? So for that, I do like how, because obviously we've seen a lot of these type of films before, a lot of things on TV. There was an actual show that was very short lived based on it, and of course we see it in the news all the time about the Rotten King, etc. About how things get out of hand, and is there accountability for these types of things? And this should have been, this stuff should be done in the '60s. But we got to see the other side of everything too, because one of our family members is a cop, and even he, being a cop, had a different point of view of the situation. Was it a right point of view? Even she points out it wasn't. So I like how they. And then of course there's also Anthony Mackie, who, what a far cry from Falcon, but he plays a drug dealer slash mob king or a gang king here, and and so we're seeing all kind of three sides of this neighborhood, where we have the cops, we have the residents of the neighborhood, which are predominantly people of color, if not 100%. And then, of course, we have her school, which is predominantly white, because her mother wants the kids to, grow up outside of the community that they have, but the father will not leave the community, so they won't move because he has his store there and stuff to that effect. But anyway, it's a very emotional film, pulled off exceptionally well. I mean, it's told very well, where you see everybody's point of view, and you definitely feel the tugging of the situation on these different people and how they react to it, and how they're kind of put in situations where they shouldn't be put, and how good people are put in these bad situations where they have to act violently, and of course then we have the unnecessary violence as well, for just because. I really liked the film. I thought the film had a lot to say, and they told it successfully, as far as I'm concerned. So I really liked the film. Really liked the acting in it. Amanda did an amazing job. Regina Hall did a great job. Common was great in it as well, even though he had a smaller role. Russell Hornsby, who I've never seen outside of Grimm. Really, really good job. So I definitely worth seeing. I definitely suggest it, and I hope these kind of situations, we don't have to tell these kind of stories in the future. I hope that this gets rectified as time goes on. Who knows? But it's good to know that it exists. I mean, as far as even me being a white guy, when it comes to cops, I remember when I was in, and I'm not correlating my story to anything that I saw on the screen or people of color, but even me, I was driving home late one night in Florida before I moved to Los Angeles, and I was on one on the road, and a cop followed me. Had to be at least 15 minutes waiting for me to make a mistake, just to pull me over, and he did. And I was like, I saw him behind me. What am I gonna do? And I ended up making a right hand turn in a red when there was a sign that said there was no turn, and he gave me a ticket. From this point, that day on, I always stay. If there's a cop behind me, I pull off the road. I mean, I will literally just park and wait for him to pass me. I will never have a cop in my rearview mirror again if I can help it. If I can get away, no matter if I've done nothing, it doesn't matter. It's almost like they'll look for stuff, and I can just, and I'm white. I can just imagine how it was, how it is on the other side of the coin. Again, I can only imagine. But anyway, so the film was good. It definitely is very touching, and it's worth to see. So The Hate You Give, I give it probably an 8.5. It's that good. Again, it's almost like a true life story type of situation. So you got to be into that type of film to. I think you'll like it anyway. Even if you're just just like superhero type stuff or whatever. But it's definitely a narrative of our times and worth to see. Anyway, have a great weekend. Thanks for watching and subscribe. Thanks again.